Jadeja is quick between the wickets.
You fit side on, please. And it's, no problem, the batter's down. So we go to the big screen with the decision of not out, please.
Very good work from Latham. And that does bring Jadeja back down on strike, and he's got the unusual field of 3 back on the offside. It means Southee has to bowl wide Yorkers. It's a perfect line.
Well, that delivery's worked because I think he was expecting something fuller. With the way that field's set, you mentioned 3 back on the offside, he's just taken pace off it on length. Jadeja swung too hard, was late on it, missed out. Good from Southee.
Well, it was probably a wide as well. The umpire signalling he felt Jadeja moved across. Watching the replay, I'm not sure he did. That's clever. Using the predictability of Southee, finds the boundary.
Yeah, had enough of being beaten outside the off stump. Southee going pace off again, trying to repeat the delivery from the ball before, but Jadeja up to the task. And this time, getting right across the stumps, utilising what pace there was on the delivery of a fine leg up. Don't have to get much of a touch on it.
Well, the other component of that too is he's hitting with the breeze and not trying to fight the wind. No change in that field whatsoever. Does Southee look to bluff? And yeah, it does. It's a good decision from the umpire. Two balls to go on the innings. Still a chance for India to get to 300. If he hits, he's well and truly out. Jadeja wanted the single. They have to take every run.
Santner was saying, no, you've got to run, son. It's the last over of the innings. You run everything. Jadeja was off. Santner said, no. Taylor had a shot at the stumps. And then Santner got there. You can't sit at the non-striker's end and say no in the last over of the innings.
And it might be a great finish to the innings. Almost the perfect length, but still Santner able to get it away over Williamson's head for 4. And that means India, they will finish on 296 for 7 at the end of their 50 overs. They're well and truly in the game. They were 62 for 3. That top order not really getting going. The 2 century stands in a row. The first, Rahul and Shreyas Iyer worth 100. And then Manish, Pandey and Rahul worth 107. That was the backbone of the innings, allowing India to almost touch that 300 mark. 6 bowlers used, and by and large they were all pretty good, particularly at the death. Bennett and Southee did a good job. Santner as well. 4 wickets for Hamish Bennett. He was able just to continue putting the brakes on India. And India in the end, I think, will be disappointed they didn't get through to 300. All of that means that New Zealand will get an opportunity to close out the series 3-0. To do it, they will need 297, all 50 overs at almost a run a ball.
296 for 7 for India after losing the toss. They'll be pretty happy with that. Well, if you've missed any of the action or you can't stay with us, you can see highlights of this third ODI between New Zealand and India. First up at midday, and then it will get repeated throughout the afternoon. It's time for a break now, on the other side of which we'll review the Indian innings and hear live in commentary from Ian Smith.
just one night, Latham?
That's right.
And with your gold card discount, that will be...
शुरुआत थी बहुत अच्छे, लेकिन बल्लेबाज ने वो कोई भी दिक्कत नहीं छोड़ा। इस तरीके से पहली इनिंग्स की समाप्त हुई। 296 पर 7 विकेट खो गया था। टीम इंडिया के 297 पर टारगेट दे चुके हैं 50 ओवर। अभी ब्रेक की टाइम है। ब्रेक की टाइम के बाद फिर से लौटेंगे टीम न्यूजीलैंड और इंडिया के बीच जो थर्ड 50 ओवर का ये मैच देखने के लिए दूसरा इनिंग्स के लिए तैयार हो जाइए सब लोग।
A change six for India. Normally have been opening with Shardul, Thakur. So very bolstered, tends to take it away from the right-hander, which would bring those slips into play. See if he can get that to just seam away, bring those. First bowling off the extra bounce it has for a big tall man. 40k plus. Can get quite a lot out. A lot of surfaces he played. He will enjoy bowling on the surface. That's some good heat into his first over. That offer a little bit of pace and bounce. I like to see the ball carry through to the keeper. Boy, I hit that top of all. Get the ball up, get it moving. Bring those slips into play. Bring in the bowl, bring in the LBW. Lightly a 10 from Guptill. Potentially right-hander. Inside edge onto pad. Certainly letting the bowler know his intentions and how he's going to play. With some hook shot. I don't like the look of that with Guptill. So these are the previous two balls from the previous over. Decided to come down and he got the reward next ball. He got the reward, he went short of Sandy and Guptill was good enough to help it on its way. Smart piece of batting there from Martin Guptill. Yeah, it looked like he was limping a little bit there, Macca. Definitely, he has had tape on his knee.
Well, he had that collision in Wellington in the outfield when two players converged. I think Scott Kugelheim was the other player at Sky Stadium in Wellington that night of the T20. And what happened is Guptill got up worse for wear out of that. He's had strapping on his leg since that night, 100%, but not wanting to miss out.
Yeah, we'll just keep an eye on that. It just looks a little bit ginger.
Oh. How good is that? You've been waiting to use that for what, 3 years?
Oh, you're quick, Southee. Nothing gets past you.
Been watching Martin Guptill for 10 years. I never came up with that, Mac.
He's some concern. You can just see him stretching the left knee there, which hopefully sometimes when you get a little bit of a jarring in the knee, it does come right. A little bit of adrenaline and it actually does settle down. So hopefully from New Zealand's point of view, it's not going to be a big issue. It's certainly not going to hinder the way that Martin Guptill has to bat in this innings.
We've seen Nicholls get beaten a lot in this one-day series, just on that 5th, 6th stump. Sometimes he chooses to use more of a vertical bat than getting horizontal. There you see that bat at 45 degrees. Dangerous shot with those slips there. He is throwing his hands at it, which is good. It's positive batting. He needs to be a little bit more consistent on that line.
And brilliant campaigner, Jasper Bumrah, but bowlers like wickets. They like having wickets against their name, and he's not getting them. Outside edges, they're not going to hand. He's not making the breakthrough. And now he's bowled, this is his 23rd over in the series, and he hasn't got a wicket yet. Leading into a test match, not the ideal thing for confidence. You begin to wonder when it's ever going to happen again.
Yeah, quite remarkable, those numbers. He hasn't picked up a wicket this ODI series. See what got in Martin Guptill's eye line. Okay, just a bird in the middle of the pitch. Late pull away. But he's such a classy performer. You always feel like there's a match-winning performance somewhere with the ball. Hopefully for New Zealand's hopes won't be tonight.
All Blacks or Springboks, Grant? On world feed.
All Blacks.
All Blacks now. Yep, since 2003. Okay.
Was that quick enough to answer, Smithy?
Yeah, it was. That was a good one. It was a test, a bit of a tester.
Bulls or Hurricanes? Hurricanes.
Barbecue. Oh, that one's a little bit, every now and then I might have a braai. Charcoal, not the gas. Get the charcoal out.
That's raced down towards fine leg. Off the pad too.
Centurion or Basin Reserve?
Basin. This beautiful picturesque ground that we'll see shortly with the museum stand opening. Certainly is going to be a picture. Been speaking to a couple of Indian supporters who have said they're going to make the trip down to Wellington.
Smithy, you might know. They're going to name that museum stand, or if they are, who do you think they perhaps should name it after from Wellington?
That would be an option, wouldn't it? Grant Elliott stand.
Most definitely not.
They've got the JR ready. Ewan Chatfield is I suppose he's a possibility. Field stand. No. Think about that. Have to think about that for a second. 5 and over, 25 for none.
Ultratech Cement. Australia's premier fast bowler, even Virat Kohli.
Take that. Take that. Correct. Sits, wait, and drives beautifully. Full.
The shot of the night for me. Unbelievable balance.
There's a little bit of a Martin Guptill masterclass here. 38 from 22. What a start.
What Guptill's done really well is both when they've got on his pad. On there, that's good seam movement from Bumrah. Wide. He's managed to play the square drive very well.
और क्या चाहिए? फॉग मास्टर और क्या?
Flying start from a New Zealand point of view. India lost those early wickets. Agarwal and skipper Kohli. New Zealand, as they have done the first couple. Ravindra Chahal
Into the attack. 50 came up and...
So far from Martin Guptill.
38 of just 24 balls. He was very subdued in Hamilton and also in Auckland. But then as a senior batsman, when you play two good knocks, the confidence level is back. He was not converting his stars into big score.
All set to get 100 in Auckland before getting run out. But today what you're seeing is a typical Martin Guptill innings. Attacking, the footwork is precise, picking up the length early, getting into that position early. What was very evident was the mindset, the positive approach.
Yeah, Mike Hesson did an endless piece earlier today on when Martin Guptill was successful and why he's successful. His big things were the ability to play the pull shot in front of square, getting into a position to do that, and the ability to hit straight down the ground. And so far, even just 24 balls into his innings, Martin Guptill has showed off both of those skills.
Yeah, and the last commentary trio mentioned it as well. I think he's a wounded Martin Guptill at the moment, not quite as agile as he would like to be, and I think proof of that was the second ball of this over. Normally he would be scampering back for two when Henry Nicholls turned that one into the onside. He would have just raced back for two and not had any issues. I just think that that knee is possibly a little sore. Beware. The T20 in Wellington has been Martin Guptill. Had that left knee issue. Went down very quickly, ran into the big solid knee of Scott Kugelheim. Came off second best. As many do when they come up against a Waikato or a Chiefs or Northern Knights player, VVS. Yeah, I think you're talking about rugby, if I'm not wrong. It was definitely not the kind of tackle you want to see on a rugby field. Punished. Dropped short from Chahal. And that was put away comfortably. 8 overs gone, 57 without loss.
Yeah, all right. I think you know a little more than you're letting on.
All I can say is rugby union is much smoother than rugby league.
A lot of union fans will be very happy with you there.
Rugby league is very crude game. Oof. I was in Australia and I think the Parramatta team players used to come to the same physio clinic I used to go for my knee rehab. All of them big, strong lads, but mentally very tough.
The Eels, the Parramatta side, our very own Francis Payne, statistician, is a South Sydney man. Many years a long-suffering South Sydney man since the heydays, when they basically won everything through the 60s and 70s. South Sydney were, sorry to digress here folks, but they were an absolute powerhouse in the 60s and 70s. Francis Payne's team, but so much nowadays. Anyway, back to the cricket.
Conference plays a huge role in this game of cricket. You can see the same New Zealanders during the T20 series when they're losing close games. You can see their body language. And suddenly, with a big win in Hamilton where they chased down a big target, you can see that belief even though in Auckland, Kane Williamson was missing, Santner was not well, Southee was again not well but came on and bowled and picked up wickets. The body language looks really good. Suddenly there's a lot of depth in their batting lineup. Kane Williamson will just strengthen that tonight.
Cracking shot, but a very good piece of fielding, Prithvi Shaw.
Shardul Thakur throwing it up there to see if he can get some shape. Certainly no swings, just swinging into the middle of Nicholls' bat at the moment. Prithvi Shaw, outstanding. It was unfavoured side.
Nice swivel pull shot from Nicholls. On this occasion picks up 4.
Not sure whether this is the right option for Nicholls. He loves playing on the back foot. If you want to bowl a bouncer, then the bouncer has to be targeted at the logo on the helmet. This is easy pickings. The square leg fielder is there, but more towards the mid wicket. And the field set for him is to induce that outside edge on the off stump. On the off stump, outside the off stump, trying to hit the length. India desperately requires to break this partnership. Nichols, Latham, they've added strength to this New Zealand batting lineup.
Yeah, their players that have composure. They might get squeezed for a few balls, might look like they're battling, but they do, they scrap through. They understand their game very well. They understand the tempo they have to operate at in ODI cricket. Even though Nicholls is doing an unfamiliar role at the top of the order, he's doing it well.
Maybe wide.
There were 3 trademark Martin Guptill shots, Mike. One the flick, the other the pull shot where he picked up the length from Bumrah very quickly and then followed it up with a beautiful off drive. So whenever a batsman is in good form, someone like Martin Guptill, he plays these 3 shots to perfection. Again, straight to the fielder, but beautiful timing. And at the 9th over, New Zealand 63 chance, even though it would have been a comeback. But a great opportunity for the youngsters, Shubman Gill or Prithvi Shaw. For me, it's Shubman Gill.
Yeah, nice. I think 3, 4, 5 and 6 are fairly steady. Oh, chance? No, not at all. Chance for someone on a bank. That's about it. 50 up for Martin Guptill off just 29 deliveries. A
It's a classy way to get to a classy 50. Guptill. It's the best he's played in a long time in terms of his balance. He struck the ball. It's hit the middle of the bat for the word go. Played nicely in Auckland. This is continuation. Just got in a wonderful position. Played a swivel pull. Excellent 50.
Again in the gap, 4 this time, 1 bounce.
Yep, he can play the swivel pull. Shardul Thakur. It's another wonderful shot. I know there's 2 men out, but it's not a quick enough surface. Guptill picks up the length early. He's hitting it right out of the screws. Bisecting those 2 fielders there easily.
Spoken about this the previous over when he was bowling to Nicholls. 2 back-to-back short pitch deliveries. Not sure whether this is the right ploy to Martin Guptill, especially at the pace with which Shardul Thakur bowls. Not much of bounce whenever he bowls short pitch deliveries.
Exactly what New Zealand have done against Bumrah. Just manoeuvred him around. Hit him for 42 singles in the first 2 ODIs. Gone none for 117. They're at seam up or a slow ball, just using the pace.
So with 42 singles over those first 2 matches, yes, I guess one of the options that Virat Kohli could do is bring another fielder into the circle to try and close down some of those singles, which then creates pressure. And also, might create that wicket that India are looking for rather than just letting New Zealand pick him off at ease.
Yeah, that's beautiful balance from Nicholls. That's what we're talking about. He was parried at mid-wicket and that's raced away. It's the end of the 23rd over. It's 135 for 1.
लिली को तुम्हारे रोजेस पसंद आए गोपाल.
Send the freshest flowers from IGP.com. India के gifting set. MRF Settle-X. Comfort made more comfortable.
Generally, you have to if you're an ODI opener, but when the ball's there to score off, he generally scores off it, which puts pressure back on the bowler. Rahul back into the attack, 1 for 18 off 4. He's going to be a key, really. He has to pick up wickets through the middle for India.
Change of ends. And it's a drag down from Rahul. It's a freebie. Kane Williamson's been waiting for that. His second boundary, but he just leapt on anything short. So I guess it was Bumrah's chance, wasn't it, in terms of changing ends. But Rahul looks so dangerous bowling from the other end. I'm unsure why the decision to change ends.
What's it? Hey!
Chance for a run out.